So I really want to touch lives of students in every country and give them hope that there is a world out there that supports them, and it's not out there to get you, which most kids of this age think today.
Hello and welcome to another episode of 8. My name is Sanjay Chakravarti. I'm the founder of Tag8. Today's guest has been featured by Forbes US as one of the women edtech leaders globally, changing the entire educational dimensions. I had the pleasure of having her as part of my team way back when she started her career in Arthur Andersen. What's really telling is that right from 2007 is when she's got into the entire entrepreneurial role. She's had several stints on entrepreneurship, and right now she's the co-founder of Learn with Leaders. I'm absolutely delighted to have with me my dearest friend, Gunjan Agarwal. Gunjan, thank you for coming in.
Thanks, Sanjay. It's such a pleasure to be connected again. It just feels like yesterday, though it was 16, 17 years ago or more than that.
Absolutely. Those were some other days, other times, which was absolutely brilliant.
The TGIF days.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So Gunjan, let's get into the first question. Who is Gunjan Agarwal in one breath?
Gunjan Agarwal changes in every breath. So, she's a mother sometimes, she's an entrepreneur sometimes, she's a wife sometimes, she is a boss sometimes, she's a friend. So I think I could be just like the seasons, and I keep changing and evolving and discovering myself. So I don't think there is any one way to define myself.
Super. Let me get to the second question. Tell us something more about Learn with Leaders.
So Learn with Leaders is a very unique organization which is working towards changing the education system globally. Our main mission is to give every child or every student a chance to discover who they are and not have grades as the only common platform to judge them, so that they can really become global citizens and find who they truly are, rather than being just dragged into the system that has been going on for decades, which doesn't serve us anymore.
Got it. So Gunjan, just breaking up or maybe deep diving into it a bit more, what would be the top 5 differentiators in terms of the curriculum that you have in vis-a-vis what's running right now? And what I see is that your entire organization is running it worldwide, so it's not really an India specific thing. Would really love to know, in more detail, maybe the top 4 or 5 things that come to your mind.
So Sanjay, first of all, what we are doing is very unique. Nobody else is doing in the world. We are present in 80 countries at the same time. We do not follow any one curriculum. We run programs from Ivy Leagues through students, through faculty. These could be in design thinking, entrepreneurship, law, medicine. The whole idea here being for a child to discover their interest before they're forced into making a decision based on choices that the society gives them or the parents want them to do. So essentially what we are doing is highly differentiated because nobody is doing that firstly in the world. So we have a very, very diverse opportunity for every student to come and explore their interests. We work with faculty and students in Harvard, Stanford, MIT primarily. Those are really the 3 universities that we work with. So we have mentors from Harvard, Stanford, MIT. We run the world's first experiential fellowship for high school students, which is only available when you're a postgrad experience, where you're working at solving a real world problem. So our partner there is MIT Solve It, that throws up challenges, to solve really the biggest problems in the world. And these high schoolers are at it, creating a solution every day. It's a 6-month fellowship, which is really a flagship program. We run a mini MBA program, so we expose them to all facets of what it would be like to do an MBA program, ending with a Shark Tank experience. So we've actually funded high school startups. We run an emerging CEO program where they actually know how to run an organization. We also run world's largest entrepreneurship competition, where we had 7,000 teams participating this year. And we funded $10,000 to the top 3 startups. And I can tell you these ideas are better than anything I've seen in my life. So yeah, I mean, Learning Leaders is doing some exceptional work in a very short span of time. We've been around for less than a year, and we've touched students across the world, which makes me really happy. Personally, I'm also heading an initiative for STEM education for girls, where 8 Harvard scientists, women are involved with us to help girls in the age of grade 6 to 9 discover what STEM is and how important STEM education is. So those are some of the initiatives that we are running. But I mean, I can go on and on, but in a summary, we are really trying to spark interests across the world and make kids global citizens, get connected and empathize with each other to learn more and grow, and make much better decisions than they would do if they were just looking at, what their peer set was doing.
Oh, fascinating.
Yeah, so most of the programs we do are grades 9 to 12, but one of the communication programs, the lowest we've gone is grade 4, which is a debating program, which is really great, which grade 4 is probably the right age to start a communication program. And we've also just launched a social network for students, which is called
Wow.
Global Students League. So it's world's first networking platform for students, where they can actually start with clubs, network with each other, and take their ideas forward in whatever way they want.
Outstanding. That seems fascinating. Let me get to the
Thank
next
you.
question, Gunjan. Several years of entrepreneurship now. Tell us that one big learning that you could share with us.
Sanjay, I've been thinking about learning, especially with Learning Leaders, because it's just been such a crazy ride. It's been a roller coaster. But, I think there are never any failures in life. What I've learned is that every failure was a learning, which is added to my experience of making Learning Leaders a success in such a short span of time. Because 14 years of entrepreneurship had so many learnings, so many failures, so many hard burns, literally starting back from ground zero again and again. So I think if you put all those learnings together throughout life, it really builds on to you as your character as an entrepreneur.
Interesting. So, is there
So
when you have your back against the wall, is there a magic mantra to kind of get you there? Standing, something that helps you?
One magic mantra I say is, it's nothing, it'll be solved.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
So I actually disengage from the situation for a bit, and I've realized it always helps, because when I'm making decisions in a heat of a moment where I'm upset, or I know things haven't gone the way they should have, they're always bad decisions. So I have decided that I actually step away from the situation for at least 24 hours before I go back to it and take a call. And usually an answer comes up, and I then also leave the problem to my team and say, hey, come up with solutions and let's see what to do. So adopting a solution oriented approach rather than focusing on the problem has really helped me get that shift in dealing with those tough situations. And there are one or many every week. So
Right.
otherwise the stress just gets to you around them.
Super. Any personal habit of yours that has helped you in your entrepreneurial journey?
Well, it's not something I want to tell others, but multitasking. I mean, I'm a multitasker to the core, so I can't focus on one thing in one time. So I think I, just feel like if I'm multitasking, I get more done. But that's just me. The day I try to focus on one thing, I get nowhere. So I think I've realized that as long as I have, 2 hours and I'm trying to get multiple things done, I do better than spending 12 hours to do those 5 things.
I can vouch for that as well. I think it's something to do with where we started our careers from. So we didn't have an option there.
Said, I cannot thank Anderson enough, and my team cannot believe the stories I tell them.
So the last question, learn from leaders 8 months from now and 8 years from now. And it's a one breath.
That's an interesting question. 8 months from now, I would have hoped to touch at least a student in every country, which is 193 countries. We are at 80 right now. So in the next 8 months, going another 80 doesn't seem like that big a deal. So I really want to touch lives of students in every country and give them hope that there is a world out there that supports them, and it's not out there to get you, which most kids of this age think today. 8 years from now, I'm not even thinking, nor do I want to think, because I like to take everything one day at a time at Learn with Leaders. We have a lot of fun building what we are building, and I don't want to ruin it thinking 5 years, 10 years. I think I've done enough of that all my life. And I still remember my first question at my Citibank interview: oh, where do you see yourself 10 years from now? And I was like, okay, I'm going to build a bank of my own, was my answer then. So, I would rather just think one day at a time. But yeah, in 8 months, the target we've set is to get into 193 countries as an organization. So we are very hopeful that we'll meet that target and be able to touch as many students as we can as soon as possible.
Great. I mean, Gunjan, it's absolutely a pride to listen and really see the progress that you made actually throughout, and especially in the last 12 months. Wish you the very best. And next time I'm in Delhi, I hope that we catch up on, I don't know whether TGIF is still there or not. If it's there, we should definitely, old time's sake, catch up there.
No, absolutely. I look forward to seeing you. And it's been such a long time. It'll be a pleasure to catch up again.